All right, I see the Zoom room is filling up. Welcome to the next edition of the Virtual Speaker Series. I'm Paul Clifford, and we are excited to welcome you into today's presentation about Penn State Outreach and all the great work that they are doing over there. If you are Zooming in, tell us who you are and where you're Zooming in from. We'd love to be able to give you a shout out here before we get started in just a couple minutes. Thanks for joining us. Again, in the chat, let us know who you are and where you're Zooming in from. I see Abdul from New Jersey and Marianne from Pittsburgh. Welcome. We'll be getting started here in just a minute or two. Welcome to the virtual speaker session. I see Bronwyn from Prosper, Texas. Welcome in. We will be getting started here in just a minute with the next edition of our virtual speaker series. Welcome into the Zoom room. Again, if you're just joining us, let us know who you are and where you're Zooming in from. In the chat on the bottom, we'd love to give you a shout out from Happy Valley. Good afternoon, Penn Staters, and thank you for joining us. I'm Paul Clifford, CEO of the Penn State Alumni Association, and I'd like to welcome everybody to today's virtual speaker session titled Penn State Outreach and the Global Impact Forum, showcasing Penn State on a global stage. Live closed captions are available. Live closed captions are available. You can access them by clicking the closed caption button at the bottom of the Zoom video window and then clicking Show Subtitle. You may also customize your caption view by clicking the Stream to Text link posted in the chat. And we are live streaming today's presentation, which will be archived and available on our website. Today, we're spotlighting Penn State Outreach, and we're joined by its leadership team of Justin Aglio and Larry Terry. They'll discuss the important community engagement initiatives that connect Penn State to Pennsylvanians across the Commonwealth and how Penn State Outreach is showcasing Penn State on a local to global scale this September in Philadelphia. Titled the Global Impact Forum and held in partnership with Global Silicon Valley, the event is open for everyone to attend. Attendees will have the opportunity to hear renowned speakers, enjoy immersive receptions at Reading Terminal Market and the Philadelphia Art Museum. They'll learn about upcoming technologies and network with fellow alumni, entrepreneurs, and educators from all around the world. For more information on our guests, that will be available in the chat. Thank you for joining us, Justin and Larry.
All right, good. I can see myself now. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us this afternoon to learn a little bit more about Penn State Outreach and also our work with the upcoming Global Impact Forum. We're really excited to talk to you about certainly our organization and what it means for Penn State, but also this really important event, again, that is attempting to showcase Penn State on a global stage. And we'll learn a lot more about that here over the next 20 minutes or so. So again, my name is Larry Terry. I'm the Vice President for Outreach here at Penn State, and my teammate and colleague, Justin Aglio, who is the Associate VP for Outreach, and I will be talking about both of these things for you this afternoon, and be looking forward to answering some questions on the back end. And so just to frame our discussion here, as I mentioned, I first want to begin with a baseline conversation about Penn State Outreach and provide an overview. If you are a Penn State alum, you may have had some interaction with Outreach over the course of your time, or maybe your kids or other family members or friends have been a part of Penn State Outreach and some of the experiences we offer. But I do like to begin with at least detailing who we are. Then we'll turn it to Justin to talk a little bit about the Global Impact Forum, or as we affectionately call it, TGIF. And we're really excited about that. Part of that discussion will include a video by President Neeli Bendapudi and co-founder of the Global Silicon Valley, Michael Moe, just to provide background and to promote the event. And then I think it's also really important for us to highlight some ways that this very strong and excited and enthusiastic alumni base can also support this effort for outreach and certainly the Global Impact Forum. And then we'll turn it, of course, to a brief Q&A session. So, as I've experienced quite a bit since I joined Penn State Outreach back in January of 2023, whenever I say I'm the vice president for Penn State Outreach, both internal and external to Penn State, I do very frequently get the question of what is Penn State Outreach? And I like to begin in any presentation about outreach with this slide here. And I think that that's really important because it highlights the 11 units that make up Penn State Outreach as an organization. I think that that's really important conceptually to highlight. As I mentioned in the previous slide, you may have had some interaction with one or a number of these units within the outreach portfolio, and we're really proud to say that if you look at this sort of portfolio, it is a diverse set of missions, services, programs, initiatives that we offer, not only in University Park and sort of the central Pennsylvania region, but across the Commonwealth, and something that we're really proud to say that we do as part of our organization. So whether you may have had an experience at the Arboretum at Penn State, which is beautiful, sort of all seasons of the year, or maybe you've had an experience with Shavers Creek and your kids went to camp, or while you were here, you studied or took courses up at the Shavers Creek Environmental Center, or have had some experience with the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, or have had some interaction with our newly named Franco Harris Pittsburgh Center. We do almost anything and everything that has to do with teaching, research, and service, sort of outside of the traditional classroom setting at Penn State, and are certainly looking to grow in terms of who we partner with and the sort of initiatives we take on. Next slide, please. So in thinking about Penn State Outreach, the organization, we are located in every county in Pennsylvania in some form or fashion. We also have had or are currently in all 50 states in the United States. And as the slide indicates here, we're also in more than 20 countries. And really our mission through our 11 units is to do as much as we can organizationally and in partnership across sectors in Pennsylvania to enrich the lives of Pennsylvanians of all ages. And I think that one thing that we've really leaned into over the past year and a half is how do we continue to work across the institution as vast and as broad and as much depth as it has to create as much opportunity for outreach and engagement. So we want to partner with, and we currently do partner with, all 24 campuses within the Penn State structure. Every single academic college we have some connectivity to. But we're also thinking about how do we do this with area nonprofits, with student organizations, corporate partners, foundations, local and state government, because the work of outreach certainly cannot be put under one structural umbrella, and it takes the work of all of us to contribute to our community well-being. And so this, from an organizational perspective, I think is really important for us to highlight in terms of our reach, our purpose, our mission, and again, who it is we intend to work with in our efforts across those 11 units on a day-to-day basis. The next slide, please. So, as I mentioned, I began in January of 2023, and I took much of that first year to just learn about Penn State, to learn about Pennsylvania. As you all know, the 24 campuses each have their own unique culture, feel, but there is still that common thread running through it that makes it very significant in terms of its identity to Penn State. And so what I really tried to do in my first year was to learn as much as I can about the entire institution, both academically and in terms of outreach and engagement. I feel I arrived at a very useful time, if I can put it that way, in that President Bendapudi also was sort of new to Penn State, and in her first year or so when I got here. And I think the highlight in her revealing her 6 goals and priorities did a lot for us within outreach, because that gave us the roadmap to say, how can outreach contribute to her vision, to her goals, and what can we do to contribute as a non-academic unit to fulfilling the land grant mission, which I think is really, really important. And so in both learning more about her vision, learning more about Penn State as an institution, sort of firsthand from my perspective, and also listening to other members of the Penn State community about what they would like to see from Penn State outreach and engagement moving forward based on these goals and her vision, we were able to arrive at 3 priorities for Penn State outreach that we have connected to 3 significant goals that the president has laid out. And I will lay these out because I think that they're really important to mention with respect to how the Global Impact Forum coming up in September is really reflected not only of what Penn State is hoping to achieve, but again, what is important to Penn State and the president, given her vision moving forward. And so our first priority is driven by a notion of collective impact, and how can we cultivate a more unified outreach across the university to support the needs of Pennsylvanians. And again, this is based on the fact that outreach and engagement is happening all over the institution, not just within Penn State Outreach, the organization. So we want to be able to facilitate that kind of an approach to collaboration so we can have the maximum amount of impact as the land grant institution as possible. And so you'll see President Bendapudi's goal there of increased land grant impact, and that being connected to one of our priorities. The second thing I want to note is in January, when the president's roadmap for Penn State's future was laid out, and of course we all know that came with some indication of budget cuts and also reinvestment in other areas of the institution, she elevated this priority and this goal of enhancing student success as being priority number 1. And for us within Penn State Outreach, being a non-academic unit, it was important for us to say, what does student success mean for us? And the way that we really leaned into this goal is by understanding and identifying that our 11 units within Penn State Outreach are really connected to real world experiences. And so how can we give our students the best possible opportunity to pair what they're learning in the classroom with experiential learning in the field, if you will. So our second priority is enhancing student success by fostering experiential learning through programming opportunities and partnerships. And certainly, as you'll learn about TGIF, this is one of those experiences, and we've built students significantly into that format. And then finally, I'll sort of close with this one, and be quick with it, in that we're also of the realization that given the sort of the current state of resources at the institution, but also given the high level of value that our programs and our units across the outreach portfolio provide, we want to be as financially self-sustaining as possible. And the Global Impact Forum is no different in terms of our strategic approach to how we will fund this, because we don't want this to be a drain on university resources, but to be something that the sort of external world finds value in and will invest in. And so we're heavily driven by this idea of being fiscally responsible in all that we do. Next slide. So I'll close with this, just in terms of thinking about certainly Penn State Outreach, the organization, but I think in an even broader term and maybe even connected to the president's increased land grant impact goal, Penn State Outreach is also trying to be a driver and a force multiplier of the outreach and engagement community at Penn State. Every campus, every college, centers, institutes, and extension. There is so much great work that is happening in outreach and engagement, and we want to, in many ways, be sort of that backbone that contributes and helps to facilitate efforts of catalyzing that kind of effort. Just this past spring, we recently launched a prototype for a community impact map, which is attempting to highlight all of the outreach across Penn State, across sectors, location, research, teaching efforts, just so we understand and grasp the kind of work that we do in terms of outreach. And so we really want to build this strong community that is leveraging all of Penn State's expertise. But again, thinking about this in terms of how we use what we're really, really good at in teaching, research, and service at Penn State for the betterment of all communities across the Commonwealth. And so we see TGIF as a really nice symbol of certainly the president's priorities, but also what is important to Penn State outreach and the priorities that we've laid out. Because as we've talked quite a bit here within our organization about TGIF, as you'll come to learn, this may be significantly planned by the Penn State outreach team, but this is a Penn State-wide event that is going to leverage multiple levels of the institution. And so we're really excited about it. I'm really excited for you to learn more about it from my teammate, Justin Aglio, who is, again, the AVP for outreach here at Penn State, and he'll dive a little bit deeper into TGIF, the event, and tell you more.
Thank you so much, Larry. It's always exciting to learn and hear about Penn State Outreach. I learn something new every time, and it just gives me goosebumps seeing the work that we're doing across Pennsylvania. So thank you for your leadership. So we're going to talk about the Global Impact Forum, TGIF, as Larry said, Global Silicon Valley and Penn State, coming this September 2024, not 2025, but this September in Philadelphia on September 22nd to September 25th. And this year's theme is Accelerating AI for Good. We know there's a lot of AI happening in the world, but as a public impact leader, a world leader across the world, Penn State University in Global Silicon Valley has been known for 15 years to make investments and lead investors and VCs in many companies. What better way to partner together to come up with the Global Impact Forum around the idea of accelerating AI for good? We want to hear those things that are good happening in AI education and energy, life sciences, longevity, life quality, robotics, and agriculture and food insecurity. And those themes, most of those themes, were actually part of the governor's global economic plan. So we wanted to make sure that we're connecting those together to make sure that we are enhancing Pennsylvania, but making this a global event and working with Global Silicon Valley, who's been doing successful events for over 15 years. In fact, they just hosted one in San Diego, which attracted over 20,000 participants between their summit and their air show from 50 different countries. We're hoping and we're expecting actually that those global leaders will be coming to Pennsylvania this September. So we're bringing in new investment opportunities. We're bringing in new global leaders to Pennsylvania this fall in Philadelphia. So faculty members, staff, alumni, and most importantly, students are able to connect with world leaders to showcase what Penn State is doing. This is not just a one-year event. We're going to continue this year after year from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh. And we're very excited to continue to talk about more about the event. But what better way to talk about the event is hearing from our president, Neely Bendapudi, and the founder and president of Global Silicon Valley, Michael Moe. So take a listen to this video. It's about 2 minutes long, and I guarantee it's worth it.
Conference basically is for everybody. It's all around this idea of how do you create scale impact for good.
It is my pleasure to announce that Penn State has partnered with Global Silicon Valley to collectively empower communities, businesses, and individuals to accelerate positive impact, economic development, and upward social mobility through education and innovation. Please join us at our inaugural event this September in Philadelphia, the Global Impact Forum 2024. Our theme is Accelerating AI for Good, where you will see AI innovations from students and companies, network with investors and venture capital firms, and you will hear from some of the most influential speakers in the world on AI and local to global impact.
The conference is going to be an incredible opportunity where we're bringing amazing people from around the world that are doing important things, and combining people together with big ideas. We think tremendous change is going to happen. We don't need another conference where just people talk about interesting ideas and go home and that's it. This is about catalyzing big ideas for change and create scale impact.
I cannot wait to see you in Philadelphia, where together we'll begin to build the Global Impact Forum alumni community, a collective network that aims to help you change the world.
So if that doesn't get you juiced up, I'm not sure what would. Just to recap some of the partnerships and alignment, this is a 50-50 partnership between Penn State and Global Silicon Valley. We're really looking at this to position Penn State as it should be and as it is as a global leader in public impact. And how can we amplify what we do in Pennsylvania and beyond on a global stage? We've been contacted by CEOs and organizations from all around the world, a lot of Penn State alum who are reaching out and saying, yes, this is so exciting. Penn State deserves and belongs to be the leader on a global stage with an organization like Global Silicon Valley. And that partnership, and Larry said this before, we're looking at this as a force multiplier. That's why it's GSV times Penn State, because at times we want to force multipliers. So this isn't just an exclusive event only to Penn State and Global Silicon Valley, but we're actually looking at this as a convener between all Pennsylvania institutions and universities, and Penn State is that convening host. So University of Penn, Drexel, Carnegie Mellon University, University of Pittsburgh, but also universities outside of Pennsylvania to come to this Penn State event. So as the land grant institution, it's our mission, it's our right to make sure that we're doing events like this and being that greater connector. We're working across colleges and campuses and units. That's the strength of Penn State Outreach, is that we have the capability and flexibility to go do that, and it's at our mission. So we're working closely with the campuses around the Philadelphia region. We're working closely with student groups like Nittany AI and the Launch Boxes and Event Penn State and more. We're working closely with the colleges such as engineering and IST to make sure that everyone's at the table. Something I want to make sure to say that Penn State Outreach is just, this isn't a Penn State Outreach event. We were asked because of the strength of conference and institutes to do this work every single day. And Penn State's outreach, it's reached throughout Pennsylvania to help lead this event. But this is a Penn State event. I'm going to say this again. This is a Penn State event. The only other major Penn State events I know are Saturdays in the fall, right? So we want to make sure on the academic and the impact side, this is our yearly event that's like a fall event on a Saturday. We're all Penn Staters, and that includes alumni. We've had a great turnout by alumni saying, what can I do to get involved? Because I'm a proud Penn Stater, but I also know that I want to contribute to this because I want to contribute to Pennsylvania. And it's also going to help me in my organization and my public, professional, and personal life to be connected to global leaders as well on a global stage. Important part of this is, unlike some other events, we're going to showcase students at this event. So Monday, we have the Secretary of Education coming to the event, and we're going to showcase regional high school students on their projects in STEM, AI, public impact, and on Tuesday, college students as well. So we're inviting all Penn State students, local university students to showcase their talents on the world stage. If you haven't been to our website yet, I would strongly encourage you to go to the website. As of right now, we have the most talented global speakers in the world from the U.S. Department of Technology and Security, the director there, from the Bill Gates Foundation, the AI advisor for the Bill Gates Foundation, the president of the Valhalla Foundation, to the CEO of Vimeo, all these different CEOs and global leaders and educators from around the world are coming to the stage or adding more speakers on a daily basis to the event. So if you're listening to this webinar and you want to get involved, we have ways to get involved. You can register to attend. It's Sunday through Wednesday, September 22nd to September 25th. That includes an evening event at the Reading Terminal Market that's exclusive to TGIF participants and sponsors and partners. You can sign up to email for updates. We're constantly sending updates on speakers. We just finished call for proposals yesterday. If you have a great idea that you want to help do a proposal or speak at the event or do some type of design session, just reach out to us. Again, this is an inclusive event. And for Penn Staters, we'll make sure they're represented well. We're working with Paul and his team on a special Penn State alumni event at the TGIF. And follow us on LinkedIn. But also, if you want to partner, if you want to speak, if you want to be part of it as a proud Penn Stater to showcase what you're doing on AI or global impact or public impact or economic and social mobility through education innovation, just reach out. We're going to find a way to make sure this is the best event possible and Penn State's represented the best way possible. So we're going to pause here for questions and further discussions, and I'm going to stop my screen so we can see everyone.
All right. Thank you, Larry and Justin. If you have any questions that you'd like to share, you could just drop those in the Q&A tab on the bottom. But let me open up first on a broad scale with a question for you, Larry. Sarah has dropped in the chat a link to the Penn State Community Impact Map. Can you talk a little bit more about that and what you hope that shows Pennsylvanians, what that shows, lawmakers about the impact that Penn State's having?
Yeah, Paul, thank you for that question. And it actually is one of the more exciting things that we are working on right now. We've got a lot of exciting things going on, but just as a little bit of history, last summer, the Outreach, Community Relations, and Development, the ODCR committee as part of the Board of Trustees, and I came up with the goal of trying to get a better understanding of what outreach and engagement at Penn State looks like. Again, as I mentioned to you briefly in my few slides, is when I got here to Penn State and I made my visit to every single Commonwealth campus, visited every single college and college dean, and met with faculty and a host of other leaders and staff and members of the Penn State community. It became very apparent very early on that there's a lot of really good efforts taking place at Penn State. The question is, how do we know and get our or how are we able to wrap our arms around the full scope of the work that we're doing, certainly within Pennsylvania and even perhaps beyond that? So where is the work happening? But also, what is it that we're doing in those communities in the way of teaching, research, and service outside of the classroom for the betterment of Pennsylvania communities? So how can we get a better understanding of who's doing what, where they're doing it, and what are the impacts? So that was a goal that the ODCR committee gave Penn State Outreach last year. And over the course of the past year, we've had a sort of a cross pan-university multidisciplinary task force and team put together this map that visualizes where the work is taking place, what we're doing, how many people are participating, any kind of impact indicators that might be associated with that work. But it also shows in a really clear and visual fashion, which legislative districts things are taking place, which campuses are associated. And so there's these multi-level of layers of data around the kind of work we're doing, where it's happening, but also the sort of leadership and legislative implications for that as well. So really the map, one, gives us an idea of the sheer breadth and scope of outreach and engagement that Penn State is involved in the Commonwealth, which when you get a look at this map, you're going to see like, wow, we are doing a lot. But two, it's also going to give us the opportunity for us as an institution to connect the dots on things that maybe we're unaware that others were doing across the institution. And so I think that in of itself can create some efficiencies or new opportunities for collaboration based on commonalities in sort of intents and outcomes that people are working on. So, for example, we may have multiple individuals across Penn State working on restorative justice efforts in communities. Well, how great would it be able to see where these efforts are taking place? And so maybe there's a way we can combine efforts and go after resources collectively. And so I think that the map itself is going to be a game changer for all of us to be able to see what we're working on and the impact that it has. But also, again, built around this idea of we need a more unified approach to outreach and engagement at Penn State. So we're not so siloed in our big institution, so we can really push forward based on a common vision that certainly the president has laid out for us, but also internal to outreach that we feel is important, that we're all doing this together. So let's find ways to be more synergistic. And I think that this map, when it gets launched officially in September or October, we'll be able to visualize and see that and really take a lot of pride in how we're meeting the land-grant mission. So I'm really excited about it.
Larry, following up on that, the GSV and the TGIF, right, is going to be, bringing entrepreneurs together for this 3 or 4 day event. But Penn State has made a real strong commitment to entrepreneurs across Pennsylvania. Can you talk a little bit about that commitment that we have made as an institution and that your area cultivates?
Yeah, I'm actually going to pass this to Justin because I know he's been working really closely with our launch boxes in particular and our corporate engagement center on just this very idea of inviting entrepreneurs from Penn State and a part of the Penn State community to be a part of the TGIF strategy and certainly what we build out content-wise. So Justin, I'll turn that to you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, thanks, Larry. Paul, you're exactly right. Penn State and Pennsylvania, we've been leading the way and working collaboratively together for a number of years through a number of initiatives at launch boxes at campuses, Event Penn State, growing and working with students and faculty members and communities to make sure that Pennsylvania is economically strong. And, Penn State is leading that effort with the governor's office and other parts of Pennsylvania as well. So this event right here, if you can kind of take this, what Pennsylvania's been doing over those years, take another layer and combine it with this. And that's how we're looking at this. We're not looking to take something and distract anything. It's bringing those level 3, 4 funders to Pennsylvania. It's taking global investors, bringing them to Pennsylvania. So students at Penn State can be exposed to these other layers of funding to help them and faculty members as well. B, it's also the fact that we want to make sure those students and faculty members and people in this community stay here in Pennsylvania and have the resources and investors that are new investors coming into the scene. And 3, we want these companies to move to Pennsylvania. So working with an organization like Global Silicon Valley that has offices in San Francisco, Dallas, Chicago, Paris, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi, and now taking all those connections, all those partnerships, bringing them to Philadelphia and then Pittsburgh and back to Philadelphia each year, working with their campuses, college and units, is only going to add this other layer of investments coming into Pennsylvania and make Pennsylvania the leading destination for work, play, and to live.
So I'm looking at the speakers that are listed, right? And we have a number of people who are online with us here today. If someone is thinking, well, this sounds like a great event, but how can I be sure that my industry is going to be represented, right? And I look at the speakers and I see fintech represented, I see military represented, I see Lindsay Kozer and education being represented. Can you talk a little bit about the diversity of AI topics that are going to be represented at this conference?
Yeah, I'll actually, I'm going to bring down my screen so I can look at the speakers here because we've been working with them a lot and we keep having people show up and getting added onto the list every single day. So I'll start, Sarah Allen, president of Valhalla Foundation, which was founded by the founder of Intuit, who's doing a lot of work in entrepreneurship and investments in educational technology. she's not only going to be attending and speaking, but working with grantees that through the Valhalla Foundation out of California, inviting those grantees to Pennsylvania to work with Penn State to look at what their grantees are doing on the West Coast and how we can collaborate with them. Also, other faculty members and special faculty members from Carnegie Mellon University, Drexel, Penn will also be presenting at the event. The chairman of the Emerald Assessment Management Group, which works very closely with Innovation Park and Event Penn State, will be speaking at their group. And I'm just going to go through a couple of these. We have different foundation leaders that are local. We have CEOs from the local Philadelphia region. We have, his name's Hadi Partovi. He's the founder of CEO of Code.org, which is the largest computer science curriculum in the country, in the world actually, and a major investors in computer science will be there as a keynote speaker to help make sure computer science is accessible for everyone. Of course, Michael Moe, the president there. We also have, even not listed on our website, the CTO of the Navy, and listed on our websites, the AI ethics officer for the United States Army will be there to talk about what they're doing in the government to accelerate AI. We talked about the director of technology and security for the U.S. State Department. Another exciting speaker we have that we're very excited to make sure diversity, equity, inclusion's part of the way is executive director of LGBT Tech. Chris Wood will be there as a featured keynote speaker. The Gates Foundation. We also have the Stanford D School to attend the event to look at how we can design and create our own chatbots for our own companies and our own projects. The director of the Stanford D School will be there, the CEO of Vimeo. We have President Ben Deputy listed to represent all of Penn State. She'll be there speaking at the event. We haven't listed the Penn State faculty and staff members that will be presenting, but we'll be doing that soon. One of the people that we're really excited about who signed on as the host to help host the event is Esther Rajitsky. She's the godmother of Silicon Valley. Her daughter, founder and president of YouTube, son-in-law founded Google. Her other daughter founded the company 23andMe. Really, everything goes through Silicon Valley. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs have all been, Esther's been mentors to all of them. She'll be at the conference talking about her experience working with all these entrepreneurs, but literally a successful author on how to raise successful children. She'll be at the event. We have also the governor's office, director of conservation and innovation, Michael Roth, is leading ag initiatives. Mike Abbott is one of the leading technologists in the world, former executive at Twitter, Apple, and so on. I can keep going on and on about the speakers we have, but what makes this event really great is that GSV has a history of attracting top speakers around the world. We haven't even announced our keynote speakers yet, but previous speakers at GSV events have been George Bush, Andrew Yang, Barack Obama, Condoleezza Rice, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, the list goes on and on. So this is a really chance for Penn State to not showcase not just what we do, but showcase what we do in collaboration with global leaders coming here to showcase what they do for a chance to collaborate and coordinate to make sure that we are accelerating in public impact for good.
And Paul, I'll just add one more thing, if you don't mind. Sarah was able to put into the chat the tracks for TGIF. And I think to reiterate your point, this is around various sectors and disciplines that, so you don't need to be an AI expert to find value or interest in, coming to this event. And I think that each of these tracks were purposefully designed to parallel with Governor Shapiro's economic development plan. And again, that cuts across sectors, region, geography. And again, these also are not just specific to Pennsylvania. These are issues and opportunities that, communities around the globe are trying to wrestle with in terms of how they address them. And just in this instance, we'll be discussing it through the AI lens. And so we've tried to do all we can to make this as inclusive as possible in terms of sectors that will feel welcome or that see, I'm interested in that. And so this isn't just about the technology side of AI, but the multi-level of sectors that this crosses in terms of public good. So hopefully that helps a little bit in answering your question. But the tracks, I think, are some indication of the diversity of disciplines and sectors that this will touch.
So question coming in from the audience, you mentioned how individuals can get involved. Can you share how companies can get involved in GSV, Penn State?
Yeah, I believe, Sarah, if you could drop a link into the chat. We're looking for partnerships, founding partners. That could be a thought leader, that could be an advisor to make sure that the event is successful. We're also looking at sponsorship opportunities with a lot of great opportunities and resources to connect with other global Silicon Valley, Penn State sponsorships. Sarah just dropped the sponsorship opportunity in the chat. This is not, I think Larry talked about before, two specific points in this. We're looking to bring new revenue streams into Pennsylvania and Penn State. People that have not traditionally have given to Penn State. We don't want to take from campuses, colleges, units, students. We want to give to those opportunities. So this is finding new revenue streams to come into the university, new sponsorship themes to come into the university. And we are not a for-profit organization that's here to make money off conferences. The money that we have coming into it is going back into this event, hopefully an opportunity to spin off student leadership opportunities from this event as well, but goes to the students and make sure that college students and high school students can attend the event for free. And all the rest of the money goes back into the attendees to make sure that the conference is a great experience for everyone that attends and is able to walk away with something that they can work through, continue to work in. Neely said it best in the video, President Bendaputi, that this is not just an event, and Michael, but a chance for a global impact of alumni to continue to work together year after year. So love to have you as a sponsor. If you want to learn more about that, Don Lenz, our Director of Development for Outreach, his name and pictures on that sheet to learn more about that. And there's also a link that Sarah just dropped into just in general. If you want to get involved, there are multiple ways to get involved. And please directly email us as well if you want to get involved somehow, some way. There's no, we're not going to say no if you want to get involved, because this is not just Justin, Paul, and Larry conference. This is a Penn State conference.
So one thing that Justin, you and I have talked about is that this is not a one and done, but this is the inaugural effort. Can you talk a little bit more about future plans for this conference and moving it around Pennsylvania?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. So this year, September 22nd, September 25th, Philadelphia. Next year, it will be in Pittsburgh in the fall. Dates have not been announced yet, but it will be in Pittsburgh in the fall of 2025. And the goal is to go back and forth between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. We know that there's the two largest markets in Penn State when it comes to students, alumni, and so forth. We want to make sure we connect with the people there, but we also want to make sure that it's accessible to global audiences from around the world, with two international airports that can come in and out, and the hotel accommodations can make sure this is a comfortable event for everyone to participate, with transportation as well. So if you want to learn more information, even 2025 Pittsburgh, how to get involved. We also spread it out every other year, so it gives an opportunity to refresh the ideas and refresh the advisors and people to get on board, so they don't feel like it's the same thing year after year in the two different cities.
There are a lot of links in the chat. We will share those on the follow-up email with all the participants if you didn't get a chance to click on those today. Larry, I'm going to give you the final word on Penn State Outreach and just how people can find more information about the great work that you're doing from an outreach perspective.
Yeah, Paul, thank you. I appreciate that. And this past year and a half for me has been one of the most exciting times of my professional career, certainly, to be a part of an institution like Penn State that is not only so brand big, but also really, really driven by this purpose of how do we improve the lives of individuals, whether they come to Penn State or not, here in the Commonwealth, is something that really resonates with me. Sarah will hopefully put the link to the Penn State Outreach website in the chat, where you can learn more about what we're up to and sort of how we're growing, evolving, and really seeking sort of the president's vision as a tremendous opportunity to be as impactful, maybe in new ways that we haven't done so in the past. And so whether that's our work in sort of law enforcement de-escalation in far southwest Pennsylvania, to the work that we're doing with the Keystone Collective Impact Model to try to make as many connections across communities in Pennsylvania, both in higher ed and outside of the higher ed sector, to really be transformative. And so we're driven by this notion of a more unified outreach and engagement effort at Penn State. We want to be a part of that conversation, part of the ideas that contribute to solutions. But one thing we recognize is that we're one piece of a cluster of innovators that we really want to begin to push and bring others along for the ride for. So TGIF, I think, is a great symbol of that effort that we're trying to do, and to do all that we can to be great connectors, great community members, and great conveners moving forward. So it's an exciting time for us at Penn State, certainly at Penn State Outreach. And so anything we can do to work with you all at an individual level, an organizational level, a community level, we're open to hearing ideas, because we want to do what's best for Penn State, certainly at the end of the day. So any ideas you have, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'd love to have a conversation with you, but I really believe that this TGIF event is going to be one for the ages, and one that we're going to build on, certainly, for the future. So thank you for this time, Paul. It's been fantastic.
Thank you.
And that's all the time that we have for today. I want to thank our guests, Justin Aglio and Larry Terry, and a special shout out to Sarah Naylor.
Yes, thank you.
Dropping links in the chat throughout
Amazing,
the
Sarah. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this session and you want to tune into more sessions, you could find all of our events, including our virtual events like the virtual speaker series, on our website at alumni.psu.edu/events. Thanks again for joining us, and for all you do for the university, for the glory, and for the future. We are
Penn State.